Welcome to the OnPar Technologies Support Welcome Call. Andrea is also on our call from OnPar, and she is our service manager. And my name is Gary Ellis. I'm a project manager with OnPar, and we just want to welcome you guys today and go through the agenda of talking about the methods of support. We'll talk about our online portal within OnPar Launch. We'll cover our ticketing process, and then if you have questions, feel free to put those in the chat during the presentation, or you can email support@onpartech.com after the call if you don't get your questions in the chat during the call. So we'll go ahead and get started with today's call. The purpose of today's call is going to be to help everybody understand how OnPar can help you get support for IT-related needs, whether it's an OnPar engineer that will help you, or we may engage with your internal IT folks, whether it be Michael or Ricardo or Neil, and we'll be working and coordinating with them for any items that they may need to be engaged with. So that's what we will plan to talk about today. And so the main thing we'll cover is our methods to get support, and OnPar utilizes an automated ticketing system, and so our goal is for all of you to be able to utilize that ticketing system for all of your IT needs. And so we're going to talk more specifics about that. And the saying that we always have in regards to our ticketing system is everything should get a ticket number. So if you have a need, make sure it has a ticket. And so if there's no ticket, then it didn't happen, is what we say. So that's why we want to have this call today, and we've been doing these. This is our 7th call with the various divisions within Southwest Solutions to do the support welcome call. So thank you for joining today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll start talking about the methods of support. And Andrea, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen fine, Gary.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we'll start off here with our methods to get submit a support ticket with OnPar Technologies. And this PDF document, I think I mentioned, will be sent out to all of you that are on this call later today. So you will have this as sort of a one-page PDF document to have as a cheat sheet after the call, so that you can refer back to it and read through any of the notes that we'll be talking about today. We do like to just kind of read through it and make sure everybody's aware of it, just to clarify what everything is and go through all those details. So we'll start today with the method 1 of the 4 ways to submit a service ticket, both during and after hours. So method 1 is online portal. This is utilizing our onparlaunch.com. You can simply go to any web browser and type in www.onparlaunch.com, or you can click on this link once you have the PDF file and it'll take you right to it. The nice thing about the online portal is that you would just log in with your current Microsoft login. You do not need a new password or a new email account or anything like that. You're just utilizing things that you already have. So you would enter your current email address with Southwest Solutions and password to get logged into our portal. And it will recognize you from that Microsoft login. And so once you're there, you'll be able to click on Report a Problem right on the home page and select your issue from a list of problems and enter a summary and click Submit. And so that will generate a ticket in our system from the online portal, and you'll get an email back stating that you have a ticket in our system. So that's option 1. We'll go into this more, and I'll show you what this looks like in the screen share in just a few minutes. But I would like to go through the rest of this document first and show you what the other 3 methods are to get support. So item 2 here is email. You can send an email to support@onpartech.com, and in that email, we just ask that in the summary that you put a brief description of what the issue is. For example, if it's an error in your email, just say experiencing errors in email or something, or just include the app and what the general info is in the subject line. And then in the body of the email, we'd like to have your contact phone number, email address, and then also a detailed description of what your issue is, so that we can address it properly and make sure that the correct person is able to help you. So Within that, if you can put in screenshots or any details that you have about what the issue is, those are always helpful. If you don't have a screenshot, that's fine. We'll just, if you can describe it via text, that works as well. So, so that's option number 2, email. And once you've sent that email to support@onpartech.com, you will get a response email back stating that your request is in our system and that you'll be hearing from someone. And just keep in mind that those emails are what we utilize to communicate back and forth with you through our support system. And so we like to keep them in the support system because we've got multiple eyes looking at our tickets in our system. And so it doesn't matter if somebody's out of office that day or a specific person is not available, there's other people that are still looking at the ticketing system. So that's why we stress the importance of emailing the support@onpartech.com and try not to get in the habit of emailing somebody directly if you work with them, just because they might be out of office the next time that you have a need. So always try to utilize the support@onpartech.com for any needs you have. So the third item method you can use to get support is texting. So using any mobile device, you can text 919-504-5450. And if you text us, be sure to include your name, your best time to contact you, and again, a description of your service issue. Once you text us, you will get a text response back immediately saying that we got your text, and then you'll also get an email stating that your request is in our system, and we'll start using that email to communicate with you on the issue. Additionally, we have a fourth method you can use to get support, and that's the old-fashioned just pick up your phone and call. So you can call 800-807-0365. And once you get through, just keep in mind that you will get to automated system to start, and 1 is for sales. So if you're calling for support, you won't need sales. You'll need the support option, which is number 2. So you'll select 2 and from the automated menus, and that will put you into a queue for a live person to take your request. If there's no live people available, you'll get an option to leave a message. And so if you leave a message, we try to encourage people to do that because the message actually generates a ticket in our system in an automated fashion. So it doesn't require somebody to manually go and check a voicemail or somebody to remember to do something. It's just an automated system, even if you leave us a message. So really a message is just about as quick as talking to a human, a live person to give us your issue if you call in. So whether you call and talk to a live person or leave a message, either way will work to get a ticket in our system quickly. So that's the fourth method if you want to call us. So that's pretty much summarizes the 4 methods. As I mentioned, we'll go back to the online method in just a minute, and then we'll show you what that looks like so that you will be familiar with how to get logged into the online portal. But before we do that, I want to just cover a few more things from this one-page cheat sheet document. The first item is after-hour service. To receive support outside of our normal business hours, which is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, just send an email to support@onpartech.com. And so just keep in mind, after-hour service is reserved for critical and emergency support requests. So, and those critical and emergency support requests after hours will be addressed within 4 hours. So if you have a critical or an emergency support request, please make sure you type urgent in the subject line of the email requests. And what that does is it actually prompts something in our system to make sure that urgent request that's critical goes to our person that is working whatever day that is after hours. So that's why we request to put urgent. So if you have questions about what is considered a critical or emergency request, the second page of this document has a severity level chart. And if you look under the business impact under high, there are a description there of what would be considered a critical or emergency support request. So if systems are down or if major business processes are stopped, so basically anything that's affecting multiple people and major processes are not able to be performed, that's what is considered a critical or emergency support request from the severity level chart. So that's on page 2 of the PDF is where that chart is. So getting back up here, if you put in a request that's not urgent, you can still do that after hours, and just keep in mind that the next business day somebody will get back to you. So For example, if you put in a request at 5:30 on a Friday, somebody would get back in touch with you on Monday during regular business hours. So that's how the after-hour service works. The next item here is response times. We make every attempt to respond to issues in a timely manner, and just keep in mind that we have times listed in our service level agreement under this level of severity down here on what our response time is. And outside of that, we also have our own internal response time goals that better the times that are listed here in this chart. So basically our goal is to help you as quickly as possible is what that's saying. So regardless of the chart, we're going to reach out to you just as soon as somebody's available. So the other note here in regards to response times is OnPar reserves the right to change a ticket status set by the client when the ticket's business impact and level of severity do not meet the criteria set forth herein. So basically it's just saying that we compare what the ticket request is against this level of severity. And if we need to change the ticket status because it didn't meet the criteria, then we have the right to do that. So that doesn't happen very often, but just keep that in mind as you're entering ticket requests. So that covers pretty much everything in this document, the methods to get to support, the after-hours service, and the response time. So I'd like to move on to the online portal and just show you everybody what that looks like. And make sure everybody's familiar with that. Let me just pull up the page. Okay, so if you go to any web browser, as I mentioned, and you either click on the link in the PDF document or you just type in onparlaunch.com, you will get this page right here. So just when you see the login options here, you're going to want to make sure you click on the Microsoft option. So that's the option that you're going to use. Just do not use the email link or the IT provider. You're going to use the Microsoft option, and then you're just going to use your current email address and your current email password, and that will get you into the online support portal. So this typically only happens the first time that you log in. After you've logged in, the next time you go back to it, it will automatically log you in for a period of time. I don't know the exact set times you can log in. I think maybe after a month or so, or a couple of weeks, it might ask you to log in again every once in a while, but it doesn't require you to log back in every time. So it will save your credentials for a period of time. So once you logged in with your Microsoft credentials, I'll go ahead and go to the next screen. And so you will come up with this home page here once you've logged in. And you notice that it has the company name, Southwest Solutions, at the top, and OnPar, and this is the OnPar support portal. So this home page has the first thing here are several links to Office 365 applications. So some of our clients use this as like a home page to every time they open up their browser. And so if they want to create an Excel document, they can just click on that and it will open their Excel program and they can start working on that. So same thing with all of the other applications here. So that's just basically a shortcut for people to get to any of these applications. And then down here under support, you can see report a problem and support tickets. So those two options is where you can go to right on the home page and get a ticket request in our system. And so I'll dive into those in just a second because those are also located under our support tab over on the left. So I want to go to that and just cover all the options under the support tab in the online portal. And basically it has the same result if you click on it down here or if you click on it under the support tab. So over here you see report a problem. Once I click on the support pull down, you also have support tickets, which is over here on the home page. And so we'll go into drill down into those in just a moment. Before we get to those, I do want to cover this other option here, Office 365 status, just to make everybody aware of what that is. You can click on that, and this Office 365 status is basically a direct feed from Microsoft. So these are Microsoft level potential issues that might be occurring. These are issues that is not anything that we can necessarily control or affect as a support team. These are things that Microsoft is working on. So just keep that in mind. If you see something listed here, don't ask us when it's going to be resolved because we won't know. We'll just have to rely on Microsoft and whatever it is they're working on. So if, for example, if you look on Exchange Online, it shows that there's 5 advisories currently. So I want to talk about the advisory descriptions here. Once you click on that pull down, over here on the right, you see the description for these advisories and what category they fall under. So over to the far right, we have the general key for the status explanation. So normal service or service degradation, typically neither of those, we don't hear a lot of feedback from customers when those two are listed. So that's service degradation is described as service experiencing minor issues that may affect some users. So it's typically minor and doesn't affect everybody. So it's rare that with how big Microsoft is, that whenever service degradation is listed, it doesn't typically affect a lot of people. So just keep that in mind. If you do see restoring service or out of service listed, those would be signs of a major issue. So out of service basically means that the entire service may not be operational or certain features may not be operational. So if you see either one of these, there are probably more major issues. Restoring service means there probably was an out of service and they've either restored it or they're working on restoring it. So if you ever have questions about a specific advisory, you can actually click on these IDs and read more into what the actual issue is. It gives you a lot of detail about when it was reported. So down here it says that you can look at the history. Initially it was reported in the middle of the night on May 7th. And then there was a couple of updates. The most recent update looks like was at 6:16 this morning, and then you can see the status and the impact. So it says service restored, so it looks like that item is no longer an issue. It just happened in the middle of the night and was resolved pretty quickly. So that's what happens with most of the advisories. They get resolved quickly, and they're just really more informational than anything else. So you can see those in regards to any other items. If you use Microsoft Teams a lot, there may be a couple of advisories here. We looked at this one on an earlier call, and it was just a incoming calls issue with Microsoft Teams. So I don't believe you guys are using Teams for incoming calls, so that wouldn't even affect anybody with Southwest. But that's the advisory there for Microsoft Teams. So that's the summary on the Office 365 status. Now we'll jump into the report a problem. So this is kind of the key thing where you saw on that item 1, online support. Basically, this just gives you a simple way to get a description that's from a template. So if you have a general issue and you don't know what it is, you can always just click on I have a general other issue. And once you click on that, it asks for a subject and a comment. The comment, if you do general, just keep in mind that we need as much information about that as we can get. So type as much as you know about the issue if you select general in the comments. And when you click submit, that's when it sends the ticket to our system, and you'll get an email back stating that we have an active ticket in the system. So that's how that typically works. And so as far as the other options, you have several items here that are templated items. You can click on any of those, and it might save you a few keystrokes by just clicking on, like, for example, if you have an email issue with spam, you can just click on that and say spam issue, comments, please help me. And you don't have to put as much because you've already got the title of the problem up on the ticket. So just trying to help people to be able to submit requests more quickly if you use the online portal. So you have several other categories here. You can click through and take a look at those. And under the general, you've got some general categories as well. So lots of options there to report a problem online. And we're not telling anybody that you have to use the online portal. This is just an option for you. If you don't want to email or call or text, you can use the online portal if you feel like that's easier. But whatever option works best for you is what we want you to use. So the last item, support tickets. In this list, if you have any active or closed tickets, you'll see those fall under these folders up here. So the open ones, if you click on open, you'll see those tickets. It will give you the ID of the ticket, when it was created, when it was last updated, and the current status. So, and you can even click through those tickets once you have active ones in there and ask for an update or enter a response to them. You can interact with those, any of your support tickets. So you only see ones that are relating to your end user account. You will not see support tickets for anybody else. So, so the only reason we say that is just so there's no confusion that you can't ask one of your friends, hey, can you log into the portal and ask them for an update on that ticket? Because they won't be able to see that ticket. It's only being able to be viewed by the end user that has that ticket. So also for closed, if you have a ticket that was closed and you're trying to remember hey, 6 months ago, I think I asked for support on something and I can't remember when it was. And so you could just click on closed and find a previously closed ticket that you asked and see details on what happened there. So it's great to have that additional information, to have sort of backup information to look at if you want to log in and look at that on the portal. So that's it as far as all the support options. There is a add product service that is not currently being utilized. We may work with your team to add some more items there in the future. For example, if there's certain products or accessories your team wants you guys to be able to order, that might be something that we'll put in there in the future where you can click on the add or product or service for potential end users. So that's what that is, but right now that is not being utilized, so that's just empty. Under the university tab, just wanted to mention this. I believe Michelle sent out to some of the staff. I don't know if those on this call received a training request a couple of weeks back. It might have been at the end of March or early April to go through some training courses. And so if you click on university and click on courses, you can see all the courses that are available. And so your admins within Southwest have the ability to track who's taken courses, who's passed exams on the courses. You can click on any one of them and see details about it without even starting it. So like for Cybersecurity 101, you can click on this and see it will take 30 to 45 minutes to go through all the lessons. And then you have a final exam at the end. They're usually pretty quick exams that just kind of test your knowledge that you learned by going through the lessons. So overall, this one takes about 30 to 45 minutes. You can click enroll over here under the overall progress to get started. And if you don't finish it, it will show how much progress you've made every time you come back to it. And if you've done it, it will show 100% completed once you've completed that particular course. So that's how the courses work. Just wanted to show that. There's some great helps here too in regards to Microsoft Teams. There's some phishing security and some mobile security training. So just a lot of great trainings that everybody can go through and take any of those courses if you want to log into the support portal. So I think that covers pretty much the majority of the items that we wanted to cover within the online support portal and with the methods to get support. So I think at this point, just wanted to look and see if there's any questions we haven't answered. Yes, this document will be shared with staff. I'll send this out after the call to everybody that is on the call. And so you should have that as a cheat sheet to refer to for any time that you need support. If you have additional questions, feel free to email support@onpartech.com and we can answer any questions you have regarding today's call.